Honey, look,
Hey,
don't
Tab.
a little tight right there from
Hey,
me
Donna.
sweating and things. But hey, you gotta get twisted up tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
I'm good,
indeed.
honey. I'm so sorry. I'm
Thank
late. I
you.
had a
Thank
meeting
you.
run
Thank
over.
you. How are you?
So, but here we are. Yes, well, thank you.
I would have waited. I would have waited. But I am just so grateful that you even agreed to do this, because I just want to tell you before we get started, because I have to do my little title and all that other stuff. But I just want to say that I am so proud of you, and I'm so excited for your nominations for the Emmys, for the NAACP. Did I say that right? The NAACP. I just want to say it's well deserved. It's well deserved, because you just show us what is possible if you actually believe in your dreams, and you hold tight to them. You hold tight to them, and I just want to say that. I'm not doing groupie because everybody else is up in here groupieing right now.
Thank you.
So I got to be professional. No worries. And for those of you guys who do not know me, I'm Angela Yvonne, and I am the host of VeganPopEats, where we are changing the perception of veganism through conversation, cuisine, and conscious living. And we are here with the one and only Tabitha Brown. When I say the way that you are loved, I hope you feel it every day. I know you feel it in your actual household, but I hope that you know that you are, hey, I know that you're just the representation that we know that we deserve, but you are showing up authentically yourself. And I just think that that's the dopest thing. It's giving people,
I do feel
the strength to do that as well.
And I'm grateful. So thank you for that. Hey, y'all.
So the first question that I have for you is, how does it feel to know that you are a true testament of what dreams mean? Because a lot of people stop dreaming when they get to a certain space, and a lot of people don't have the support system to dream. But your story is God told you that this was going to happen.
I feel confirmed, right? I just feel confirmation every day. Many years of feeling stuck, many years of working different jobs while pursuing acting and auditioning and going to classes and workshops, and not knowing where that was going to take me, but still just having this dream inside, and believing and being consistent, even when I wanted to give up, not quitting, even when I was sick and thought I was going to die, but pull through. It's all confirmation, right? That despite what we're going through, despite where we are and what's happening or what's coming our way, if we just keep going through it all, we all can be a dream realized, right? We all can be that. So I'm grateful to be in that position to, I hope, inspire other people to never give up. About to be 44, honey, and things really just popped off for me in the last couple of years, and so I've been working towards being an entertainer, being an actress since I was 19 years old professionally, and, over 20 plus years to get here. And so I always tell people, honey, it don't matter what right now look like. I was working in a call center. Okay. I was working for UPS. I was working at, Winn-Dixie. I was working at Taco Bell. I worked at APAC. I worked at, the contract manufacturing, nursing homes. I've done it. Macy's, Uber. But look at me now, right? So doesn't matter. Those in-between moments, that is what builds your character. And it's also what gives you substance in your life, right? It also helps you in the future, whether you know it or not, because a job I used to work contract manufacturing job. I did all international shipping. I did that when I also worked at UPS. I worked in very closely with people who were in the marketing for skincare and development. Honey, I use all of those things now for my Donna's recipe business, right? So it's like, although I felt stuck in them
Right.
jobs help me now. And I'd be like, how do I know this stuff? Oh, that's right, because that job that I hated, that I worked for 5 years, gave me the tools that I need now to be successful in my own business. So we don't know sometimes why God places us in certain arenas, honey, but he always got a reason.
And what I enjoy about your story is that, you know, I always have these different conversations with different people because no one ever says how they made it through. It just seems like it's like one night you close your eyes and the next minute they're this. But what I really enjoy about you is that you said, I was at Macy's. And it might have been way past my prime to be at Macy's, but I was there because God told me what I was supposed to be
It's
doing.
important to work while we wait.
Matter, but it can be hard because especially when, and people talk about comparisons and things of that, but I always talk about observations. When you are seeing people who are seemingly getting it, you know, they had the hookup, they had the network, they had all of these different things. How are you able to mentally still be like, okay, even though I'm here with Lisa getting on my nerves about these jeans,
you know, for me,
I know
when I would see other people getting
I'm going to be somewhere.
I would be cheering. I'd be like, oh, they doing it. Oh my God, I'm so happy for them. I mean, I'm still like that.
Yes.
I wish Choice was here, honey. My daughter tell you, she said, don't nobody love to see people win more than my mama. You know, I remember back in the day with, you know, American Idol, like I just cheer for people. I am so happy for people. I love to see people win. I love to see people like their dreams come true. And because to me, that just means mine can too. So even though I would see other people while I'm working at Macy's or while I'm at this nursing home or wherever, it just gave me more motivation. It was inspiring to me. I would just be like, oh, my day gonna come because they winning too. Like, I honestly used to think everybody thought that way. And I learned later in life, no, everybody just feel that way. But that's how I feel, right? You know, when I used to do Very Good Mondays, which I'm about to bring back every Monday, I bless small businesses because it makes me so happy to like help people. Right. Like I don't know any other way but to cheer for others and believe what God has put inside of me. I honestly live by what God has for me is for me. So it doesn't matter what somebody else is doing. That ain't my business. My only thing is to cheer for them and be like, very good. But what God got for me gonna look different than that. Right? I don't compare. You know, because to me, if I compare, I'm telling God he ain't doing a good enough job. Right? I don't need to compare, honey, because I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to see what you're gonna do for me, Lord. Like, you know, this is amazing. So that's how. Not to say I didn't have bad days of saying, God, when is it gonna happen? Lord, I'm tired, right? I definitely had those days because I'm human. But after I got out of that little bump that I might have been in, I would refocus on I know something gonna happen because I can feel it. I can feel it, you know? So that's how, honey, that's how I would make it through. And then sometimes it was, you know, especially during my sick time, I thought God had forgotten about me. And that's a real thing too. Yeah. You know, even while I was sick, I had friends who were doing amazing in their careers. And I would put my clothes on and get myself together so I could go support. I was still faking like I'm all right. But inside I felt like I was dying. Yeah. You know. But and I would come home and be like, Lord, you gonna let them have their dreams. Why you gonna let me have mine? Get about me. Why you make me sick? I thought that that he was punishing me for something. And when I think about it, I get a little emotional because he was doing something inside of me that I get to use now. Right? It was not punishment. And so that's for somebody else. It's not, not punishment, it's growth for you. It's your story. He was building my testimony. But
You got me
that's the
about to
thing. A
cry
lot of
up
times we
here.
don't
I'm supposed to be
realize that
professional, Tab.
everything we're going through is so that he can show the world his greatness, right? If I had made it back then and I hadn't been through the stuff that I've been through, what story would I have? It would be a good story. I mean, it would be cool. But the story that I have now,
Right.
on paper, I shouldn't be here. Right? And a lot of us are that way. On paper, when you write it all down and look back, ain't no way we should even still be here. But yet here we are. Yet here we are. So, be encouraged in your season where it feels like nothing is going right. It feels like he has forgotten about you. Be encouraged because he is just working on your story. Your story is loading. I know I did a video about that last year. Your loading time. He is building your story. And it's going to be a beautiful one to tell that will bless others. And maybe just change somebody's life. Yes. Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Right.
I got another question. You got me about to pass out in here, Tab. And I'll be passing out through your videos, but you was talking to me. You was talking to me. But
listen, we have church today.
I'm just flabbergasted because it's just you're just so powerful, and it's just it's like when they say that you are America's mom, that's exactly what you are. But what I wanted to ask you was, you are one of the most famous vegans in the world right now. So you're showing how it's dope over here on the green side. You're showing that we're living in abundance, but without saying all of the greatness that has come your way because of the lifestyle change.
Mentally,
how has it changed
prior
you
to me going
mentally?
vegan, I was, of course I was sick, but I was also depressed, right? I had a lot of anxiety as well. I would have panic attacks. So sometimes I can have like 50 panic attacks in a day where I could be talking to you and all of a sudden I'm like, and I have to take a moment to just try to calm myself, and my thoughts were very negative. I thought I was going to die, and that increases your anxiety. And I don't know why I'm so emotional on here today. Lord Jesus, I feel other people as well. So I'm like, oh, whoever's going through this right now, Lord, touch them, God. But after going vegan, it's like it started to lift, sorrow started to leave me.
Yeah.
And sadness started to flee. Anxiety became less and less. And I just started to have such a clear mind. I don't know if it's because now I'm only eating from the soil, I'm eating plants and fruit and vegetables. I just started to feel better. And I do remember that one time God, in prayer, he said to me, he said, as cliche as it sounds, the saying is, we are what we eat, right? And I was eating, the majority of my diet was just chicken, fish, and turkey, but I would eat it every day. And I didn't go vegan for the animals, originally for my health. But when I started doing my own research, it's so many animals being tortured, and they're all in a state of panic, and they're depressed. And I was eating them every day. So I was eating their state of panic. I was eating their depression, and they're also sick. And I was eating this. So I was what I ate. We are what we eat. And that's what was revealed to me. And so once I stopped that and I only started to eat life instead of death, I just started to feel more alive and happy. And you know, I used to be on anxiety medication and depression medication. I haven't had any of that in 5 years. Um, it's just, and listen, I don't say that to tell people to stop taking your medicine. Because sometimes, right? Because sometimes medicine, folks need their medicine.
Because
But
you know they'll do it if you say
I
it.
haven't had to, you know, be on medication anymore for that. You know, do I have times where I still can feel like a little bit of like, oh my, you know, getting overwhelmed, or if I feel sad or scared, I can moment. But I also know like to center myself and, you know, calm it down.
Right.
Especially like when I come to my family, nothing really gets to me now. That's my family. That's my family. That's my, because I take care of my family with my money, right? But
But
nothing really gets to me anymore. I feel so
right.
free, and it's a great place to be in. Yeah.
So you have come under scrutiny about who you are, how you
And
are,
look, and I got
because
on
your
black today because
colors
this is what I
are
was
so
wearing in the
bright.
gym.
You are so
But
vibrant.
it do say, "My have a good day now." Okay.
You you are so vibrant. So what do you say to the people who don't understand what being country is, or don't understand how you are a soldier for your family? Because I'm still, and I know probably someone never has
Oh,
asked you this, but I still clutch my pearls when you said what you said to Wendy. I still clutch them because I can read now. You know, I have a great dictionary, but you inspired people to really, you know, a classy read, if you want to say that. But how do you deal with all the people who are saying, or and I probably, you probably like, you know what, that's their business, that don't have nothing to do with you. But being human, how do you deal with people who may say that you're not authentic? Because from the day that I met you, you were just like, you walk around like you're not Tabitha the Brown. I'm selling out
I
Target
mean,
just because I feel like it.
you know,
So
for
how
me,
do you deal with
it's so
that?
crazy. I talk about this often. I spent the majority of these 20 years trying to be somebody else. Right? I created this Tabitha who did not
Yeah.
speak with her accent, who was very much trying to be polished, trying to be a certain size, wore my hair one way, because Honey Donna was oppressed. That's what we call it.
How did Donna like
Hold
that? Donna
on,
didn't like that,
Blackie
did she?
busted my door open. Hold on a second. You stop that, Blackie. Because you know Blackie think he run the house. Um, so I this person I created who
Yes.
was not truly Tab, right? I always cover my accent because corporate America I was told to, in entertainment I was told to, and also
Yeah.
watching my mama as a little girl code switch. I learned it early. Like, oh, that's how we got to talk. We need to do that in
Yeah.
order to be accepted, in order to get told yes, in order to survive. Got it, right? And I wired myself for that for a very long time. I even would try to have this certain thing about myself going back home to North Carolina to visit family because I feel like I was doing good. But once
Yeah.
I gave my life to God for real
Yeah.
5 years ago, right? I knew that I couldn't be this person I created anymore. I had to be who God created me to be, right? And that is this Tab, the same Tab that talked to my daddy, the same Tab that talked to my husband, right? I got to be completely me. And I can't worry about what the world think anymore. But it's so funny to me that the fake version of me, nobody had a problem with. The real version of Tab, people have a problem with. So that also is not my business. You know, I can't help if you don't like the real version of me. I love this me. This is who God created me to be. And I don't hide her anymore. You know, it's funny, you know, a lot of my friends that I met here in LA, They met me as the other Tab, but underneath it all, my heart was always the same.
Right.
But they were like, but Tab, when we would party or we be together, they were like, girl, if you had too many drinks, or if you got too sleepy, you got real country. Because I couldn't maintain it, and when you get tired, sometimes when I would get tired.
Right.
It's exhausting to be somebody else. It's exhausting. So, when people don't like me because of this person I understand it's not personal. They also don't know me. I wish that the people because I got a lot of people who don't like me.
Right.
And listen, that's all right. I'm all right with it. I wish I could spend time with them though, because I do also understand that they must not be in a place of freedom.
Yeah.
And it bothers them. And I feel for people like that. I would love to encounter them. I have been blessed to encounter some people who have come to me and said, girl, I did not like you when I first found you. It was like, I thought you was fake. I thought it was a whole Aunt Jemima. Yeah. In tears, they've said these things to me and said.
They said that to your face?
And then, some people, just matter of fact, but some people have literally cried because they were like, but then to meet you and feel your energy and to know that you are who you are. I wish I could encounter everybody and just love on people.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my purpose, is just to love, to make people feel comfortable. But it's also not my business to make everybody like me. I'm just trying to live the way God created me to live and spread love to people. And if you don't like this version of Tab Honey, I don't know. You can find some of my old movies if you want to get that. She's a little thin. She got long, straight hair. She covers her accent, depending on what you're watching. And, if you want to find the old Tab, go and get comfortable with her. But if you want to get into this freedom one, honey, this is the Tab you're going to get.
I know God showed you this, but did he show you this? You know what I'm saying? Because when I say that people hear Tabitha Brown, they're just like, oh my God. Anything that you're dealing with, you just give the right, and you give them right away to be okay. And sometimes you have these dreams and you might say, well, God, I want to be able to afford me a house and be able to, drink some drinks with my friends. So when you first got the memo that you are now the Tabitha Brown, where were you at, and how did you
get the memo now with
or
you?
Or were you shocked?
The Tabitha Brown. I'm just Tab.
Yeah. I mean, and I get, and you know why I get that? Because I lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I went to school in Pembroke, University of North Carolina, Pembroke. So they have no idea what Eden, North Carolina is like, Fayetteville's like that. Like everybody's walking around like, it's cool. We just go to the Waffle House. It's nothing. And you, even though you are the Tabitha Brown, because you are the Tabitha Brown, and you have the Midas touch. Like anything that you're talking about, I know that you've seen it because God told you that, you just rest in me, and I'm about to show you what time it is. But do you know what time it is now?
My influence, right? Which is why I'm very responsible with it. Like it's a responsibility to, if you have a platform, to be responsible with it, to have love at the center of it, to always have God at the forefront. I'm just responsible for people's feelings. That's how I feel. Like I want to put out things that make people feel well. I don't know if there's ever been a moment where I felt like I'm the Tabitha Brown, right? I think there's been moments where I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. There'll be moments where I am just mind blown, pinching myself, I'll tell you, last year at Essence Fest, it was my first time going and working and like going on the stage. And I was on the main stage in the Dome. And I was announcing Target's second drop. And it was like 74,000 people, I think is what they told me, in this Dome. And I went up before Janet Jackson. I said, y'all want me to go on the stage before Janet Jackson on the stage, you know? That probably was the first moment I was like, who do y'all think I am? I'm going to go up before Janet. Like, I kept trying to connect that. And when I got on the stage, me and Pamela Brown, who's the you know, my I call her my target god, honey. But I was helping her up. And when I walked on the stage and the whole arena started to scream and cheer, I was like, I felt like Rudy when she was little, when she came in out of her day.
Is this for me?
I just couldn't believe everybody knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, it's one thing when you're on your phone and you look at that numbers. And, you know, I had been on my book tour, but my book tours prior to this,
right,
1,200 people, you know, 2,000 maybe, but 74,000 people. And I mean, when I got off the stage, I was like,
yeah,
was that a sound or was I tripping? That was people. And they were like, no, Tab. People were screaming. I was like, well, ain't that something? Like, that is crazy. You know, it was mind blowing for me. So I think I have those type of moments where I'm just blown by God. You know, I'm like, you know, my prayer for the last 5 years has been to God, please enlarge my territory, right? And by doing so, but
yes,
keep me. Keep me. You know, I never want to grow too big
yes,
for him. There's never, ever a way that can happen. So it's always enlarge my territory, but keep me. And those are the moments where I say, oh, the territory is being enlarged. God, I thank you for that. But yeah, you know, being on the phone is one thing, but being in person, which is my favorite thing to do, let me just say that I love to be in person and hug on people and love on people and talk and stuff. Listen, my team, I wear their nerves out because they be like,
yes.
everybody, yep, I'm finna talk to everybody. If
I
anybody
know
on
you
here has
do.
been on one of my book tours, they'll know, honey, I'm not leaving until the last person leaves. That's just who I am. Because I feel like y'all is how I got here. Like, this is how
I know
I get to this
that's
place.
right.
So, but yeah, that I have moments, if that answers your question. I have moments. And I'm still just blown away. Yeah.
So what's next? So what's next for you? Because
Yes.
I know that your dream, you are an actress, but what would be your perfect part to play? And who would you want to be your co-star?
I would love
or supporting
to play. Well, there's a couple of different things. You know, me and comedy is just like it's so easy. You know, but I do really love like dramatic roles. So I have this movie idea. My mama was writing her life story when she passed away. And so I have all these notes and books, notebooks from her and tape cassettes that she recorded of herself talking and telling her stories. I would love to play my mother. And I don't know who, you know, the co-star, because there's a lot of them that I love. But listen, if I could just do anything with Loretta Devine or Felicia Rashad, honey, I'll be just as happy, baby.
Okay.
I'll be so very happy. Nothing.
Oh, that would be powerful.
I love her.
Because Loretta is nothing to play with. At all. At all, at all, at all. So the last question, because I know you're super busy, and I would be sitting up here talking to you all night. You can hang up, and I'll be still talking. What I know that you were the first one in your household to become vegan. What were some of the tips to get Chance, Choice, and Quest on board? Now, was Quest, because he was younger, you were just like,
You
we gonna
know,
eat
we
this.
did it together when
We
I
don't
started. We
waste
all
no
did it
food
for
up in
30
here.
days.
You're gonna eat this.
Right. And after day 30, Chance was like, okay, that's great. I'm gonna eat some chicken. Right.
Okay.
And I was like, that's your business. And I was on the journey by myself. So I had started to have to cook 2 separate type of meals. So then I got to, ooh, this too much. And let me try to make everything vegan. Then they can just have like their, whatever their meat is, their chicken or fish or whatever. And then it got to a place where I was like, let me try to just make all our favorite non-vegan things vegan. And I did. And they didn't really know the difference, and they was just eating. So I never tried to force my life on them. But if I'm cooking, what you going to eat? But, you know, but
What you
Wes will tell you,
gonna
he's 10
eat?
now, about to be
What you
11.
gonna eat?
And he'll tell you, he'll say, I've never been vegan. And he's right. I made my own decision for me. You know, Choice did it for 3 years, and then Chance did it for 2 years later. But they both have went back to eating fish and chicken. Choice, she keeps going back and forth with, she want to be vegan again, and then, you know, she goes back and forth. She still eats a lot of vegan. But I'm the only one who has continuously stayed the course, because this is my journey. I can't force my life on my family, but I cook very good and they enjoy it. And they know, you know,
Right.
now I don't really cook anything other than vegan food. And then, you know, my husband knows that. And so he'll order his main thing and then eat everything else, or if he has a taste for that. But if not, he'll eat vegan. Everybody still eats vegan the most of the time. But my son will tell you, he know if he had a birthday party and they got pizza, he gonna eat pizza. If he want regular chicken nuggets, he can have that. Neither of my kids ate pork or beef because I haven't had that when I was 15, so they never experienced that in the house. Neither of them have ever
Right.
experienced milk in the house because I was allergic. So I always had almond milk and cashew milk. Quest, he don't know no difference, you know? So it's a matter of not forcing, just showing and sharing.
So what is
The most
what's the
shocking
most shocking
thing,
thing that you have found being in this lifestyle? The most shocking thing, because we all, majority of us have come this way, you know, because of health, and
yeah.
also, you know, McDonald's knew my name, Waffle House knew my name, Chick-fil-A knew my name. So what was the shocking, what was the most shocking thing
I
that you
did not
found
get
out when you
skinny.
crossed over?
I
That
still
you,
had hips, thighs, and fries. People be like, oh, vegan, you gonna be malnourished, girl, you gonna be skinny. No, Tab be eating. I eat more, okay, than I was
we eat,
eating when I wasn't
we
vegan,
be
because there's
eating.
so many more things, and your mind is open to this whole new world of trying new things. So, and also that, honey, we can just about anything that you can eat regular, I can veganize. And that's a major thing. And I think
Right.
the one thing that still blows my mind is how many people are so concerned about what I eat and how it's going to affect me, but nobody cared when I was sick. When I was eating regular and I was sick about to die, nobody cared. The moment I said I'm going vegan,
Nobody
everybody had
cared.
something to say about it. Oh, girl, nobody asked me how much protein I ate when I
Don't
wasn't
they?
vegan. The moment I went vegan, girl, you ain't get enough protein. And I always ask them, well, how much protein should I be getting? They can't even answer it. They're just going by what they've heard. But it blows my mind. I be like,
Can't answer.
why you ain't call and check on me when I was out here, you know, half dead, okay? When I was sick, you ain't care nothing about my protein then. You ain't care about my vitamins. You ain't care about none of that. But now, all these new doctors that I never knew went to med school, okay? I met a bunch of new when I became.
It was secret. It was a secret school. It had to be, because people will. And what surprises me the most is that people will give you
Yeah.
any kind of reason
Yeah.
as into why they can't come over here. And you can give them scientific reasons. You can give them just because I woke up and I feel good. I'm not sick no more. I'm not on no medicine. They will talk to you all day about why they need to eat meat. And I always just say, well, if that's what you need to do, eat from the bone then.
That's my
thing.
Eat from the bone. Don't try to force my life on anybody. I just share. And so I always be like, no, I'm not telling you. I ain't talking bad to you about how you eat. Let me eat the way. I'm not hurting nobody. Let me just eat my food. You enjoy yours, and I'm gonna enjoy mine, right? And that's it. So it's the same with my husband. Now he know I do get on his nerves now. My husband, and I'll be like, now you already ate chicken one time. Did you eat anything fresh? You ate some vegetables and some fruit today? Right. We got to have some balance. If you're going to, that's who you're responsible for. Everybody else will move out the house. These veggies and this fruit in too. So, but yeah, I would be a hypocrite if I tell people the way you eat is wrong. And I ate that way for the majority of my life. So much stuff growing up in the country, honey, ain't no way I should still be living. Out here eating squirrel and possum and turtle and all kinds of stuff. Country. They don't know. They don't know about that, Tab. They don't know about that. My granddad, they don't know was hunting food. And so I would never tell somebody the way you eat is disgusting. No, that's how you eat. That's your business. I'm not gonna do that. But this is how I eat, and we're just different, and that's all right. So what have you learned about yourself in this journey that you're on right now? Like, because this is like, it's surreal, but it's something that's well-deserved, and it's, deserving because God told you. But what have you learned about yourself in this process? Just being Tab was always enough, girl. I didn't have to create anybody else. But I did have to go through that. Right. Had to go through that just so that I could know that I'm enough. Yeah. But yeah, we are always enough just as we are. And freedom is the best gift I ever gave to myself. Yeah. Yeah. And I need you to tell them to put your dill popcorn back, because I wasn't even a popcorn person, but because they say when you want to get things done, you got to talk to the head. So I'm talking to you, and I just need for you to act like you. And you know what? You don't even have to tell anybody. You can just tell me which target to get to, because I have 3 around me. I have 3. Listen, I hope they listening. I'm gonna tell them what you said though. Right. Please tell them that you know me. Tell them that you know what. Listen, she was really nice, and if I do that, she deserved that deal. On the cadence again. You're not. Well, all right. I'm not there anymore. We meet for dinner then. that food very. Yes. Okay, yes. Because there's some other dope spaces that I can take you to when you come here. Because I actually have a physical show where I showcase all the hottest vegan spaces around the country. It's part 2 of that. Yes. So, I'm kind of a big deal. I'm not the Tabitha Brown. You are supposed to be who you are. But, right? I can show you some. Because you are enough just as you are. But, I love going to new restaurants. I missed my restaurant. I had partnered with Kill My Name here in LA. Yes. And it was so much fun for me. But of course, we had problems with that building, and legally I can't really talk about it because it's landlord. But and so when we had to do an emergency shutdown, I was so hurt. I was like, Lord, I loved it. I had so much fun with it. But thankfully, the one in Chicago is still there, and he's doing amazing. So listen, if you're ever in Chicago, go check out Kill My Name out there. Oh, yes,
my best friend lives in Chicago. But I'm serious. If you come when you come back to New York,
Yes. Okay. There again, I'm gonna look forward
I
to
got
it,
the
honey.
spot for you. I got
Yes.
the spot for you.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I am just so proud to even know you,
Oh,
and you're just an
we
inspiration.
are
You're
all
motivating.
special in this
You're just
world, and I
special.
thank you for
You're
that.
just
And
special.
thank you everybody for watching. I love y'all. I don't know who needed the encouragement today, but I hope you received it. I hope that you continue to be encouraged in your journey and know that it's temporary. Whatever you're going through right now, honey, is building you, and it's loading your story and your testimony. And honey, great things are on the way. They will come to pass. All right. So very good. Love you, honey. See you soon.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.